Hey Ivan, let's introduce some exercises to you on the suspension straps. Okay, so this is going to help you work with your core, your upper body, which can drive your knee drive when it all works together. So we're going to start with a basic row action, pulling action. So we're going to set the straps to mid height. So mid height would be anywhere just below your waist, mid thigh. Okay, so set the straps to that. Don't get too obsessed with precise on the straps. It's close enough is good enough for this. Slight differences in the height of the strap will make it slightly tougher. In some cases, it might change the range of movement for you, and that can be an issue. But for the most part, and especially with the row, it's not going to make that much of a difference. Alright, so once we have it where you want it, so just about mid-thigh, and that's the handle part, not the cradle. The cradle hangs underneath the handle. So when I'm talking about it, it's the handle I'm talking about. Okay. Alright, so I like to put the cradle behind my wrist just so it's not near my face or in the way. You don't have to, doesn't matter. Again, the more you use these, the more comfortable you become, and the quicker you get at switching exercises and switching the heights. So one of my favorite tools for exercising. So to get in the starting position, elbows against my body. I'm going to walk back until there's tension on the straps. Typically I start with my feet shoulder width apart, and then as I get good at the exercise, or as I get comfortable with it, I'll edge them closer and closer and closer. And once I dial that in, I might go to a single foot and single foot on the other side. But start off, feet shoulder hip width apart. Always tall, from heel right through my head. I'm tall, looking at the anchor. I'm just going to let my elbows away from my body. I'm not going to lock my elbows. I'm going to straighten my arms without locking them. And then I'm going to pull my elbows back, pull my body back to my elbows more accurately. Alright, so staying tall. Common mistakes here, especially as you get tired, you might let your hips sink. Okay, so no banana shapes. As you get tired, what definitely will happen is as your arms fade, your neck stretches forward to convince you you're doing the movement. So just watch out for that in the last round. Okay. We're going to do about 15 reps. If you want to make this tougher, like I said, you bring your feet closer together. It's your core then that stops you from pendulum off to one side. That doesn't happen. It's like going from a tricycle to a bicycle. Okay. If you want to make it tougher, but keep a wide base, edge your feet about half a foot length. Doesn't look like it's much of a difference. Half a foot length towards the anchor, and it gets a lot tougher. Okay, so that's the beautiful thing about the straps. If you need to take a little, if you're fading and you just want to get some quality in those last reps, just step back a little bit, and it's that little bit easier, so you can really maintain your good form. Or if it's too easy, you just step forward. As long as you can maintain that good form. So with this low row, I'm pulling my elbows down, keeping them close to my body. Let's see. So from here, I'm pulling my elbows to my body. Okay? Loose, relaxed shoulders. No head movement, no hip movement. Alright, and that's your first exercise of your suspension strap program. Alright, so it's going to work your biceps and it's going to work your upper back. We're going to do 15 reps of these. So 15 slow and controlled of all these exercises, 15 except for one. So slow and controlled. So you're controlling it back. This is your strength gain portion. Keep in control. And this is your power. A little bit of power to get back up and apply the brakes. Come back down. Okay. Typically, it could be a 1-2 back and then a 1-2-3-4. 1-2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't get too obsessed with that. It's just faster, more power on the up, and more brakes on the return. Okay, and as you get tired, make sure you apply those brakes. So deep squat. Now because we have our hands on the handles, we we can squat lower than we might do without the straps. Okay, so again, feet shoulder width apart, elbows against my body, walk back until I have tension. Looking at the anchor and I'm staying tall. I'm going to send my hips down and back, not letting my knees go forward. Elbows get pulled away from my body. My back stays straight. Okay, so don't curve over here. Stay straight. And now, little help with the fingers, but push the ground away with your feet. Okay, so fingers can definitely give a little assistance when you need it, especially at the bottom of the range of movement. But don't let the hands for you. Okay. So again, it can be down to the bottom of the range of movement. Go a little slower initially, then power back up. Get pulled away, elbows pulled away. And pull back up. Okay, and that's your squat. Again, we're going to do 15 reps. Take a minute break. Okay, exercise number 3 on our suspension strap program is going to be calf raise. So for the straps, we're going to make them down low. I want the handles about mid-shin, mid-calf height. Okay. Again, you don't have to worry about them being exact or being exactly level because you got a little bit of free play with them. So, all right. So for this exercise, we're going to put those straps under your arms. Okay. Walk forward until you get the handles. From here, we're going to tuck those arms in. So the straps underneath the arms, and we're going to tuck those arms in. Wrists and forearms against your body. Hands up. So you got these little wings tucked in. Walk forward until the tension on the straps. With every exercise you do on suspension straps, the straps stay tense. At no point in any exercise do the straps go slack and then tight again. Keep tension on the straps on every single exercise. Alright, so I got my thumbs around, gripped. From here I'm just going to step back. Again, my feet shoulder width, hip width apart to start with. Tall from heels. Try to get my heels to the floor, so I just keep edging back up until that becomes challenging. Get a nice calf stretch. My arms again against my body, and that way my shoulders are supported, they're secure, safe. If my arms are out here now, my shoulders are doing a lot of stability work. I don't want that for this exercise. Alright, so staying tall, heels back into a stretch, and then pop up. Pause at the top, slowly down. You're going to want your sneakers fairly snug on this one. It's very annoying if your heels are popping in and out of your sneaker. Okay, heels to the ground. As you fade on this, sometimes you won't even notice, but you start hinging at the hip because now you're not as heavy, longer, shorter lever. So long lever, tougher. You want to make it tougher again, edge closer and closer to the anchor, but I do want those heels in the floor. A little bit easier. Step a little bit away from the anchor, up, pause, slowly down. As you get advanced on this, you can edge those feet closer together. And now your core stops you from going side to side. And then if you want to, later on, as you get really good at it, just step a little bit away from the anchor and you can put one foot over the back of the other and do single legs. Now I step forward to make it a little bit easier. And then as you get good at it, you step back again and challenge yourself on that. Okay, but let's start with the basic. Both feet on the ground, shoulder width apart. Dial that in. And again, like another exercise, a little power on the up, a little bit of brakes on the way down. All right. And that's your calf raise. We did our pull, now our chest press. We're going to keep the straps down low for this one. And this is essentially a push-up on the straps. This is probably going to be the trickiest one to dial in technique-wise. Physically, it's easier than a push-up on the floor, but it takes a little bit of getting used to. All right, so if you start off underneath the anchor, get those straps on your shoulders, just walk forward, and then put your hands in the handles, okay? So you got tension on the straps, arms at 90 degrees to your body, okay? And from here, tougher is feet back closer to the anchor, easier, a little bit away. We're going to start easy, and then we're going to make it tougher as we little by little. Okay, staying tall. Now those straps stay in contact with my upper arm as I bend my elbows and straighten them. Now this is easy, this is not difficult. So to do a few here, focus on staying tall. My heels are coming up off the ground, I'm on the ball of my feet, and now I'm back to my starting point. If I start in an upright position, I'll finish in that upright position. But mostly we'll start at an angle, so we're going to finish at that angle. So if you get close to upright, don't feel like you gotta go all the way back and stand upright. We didn't start there, don't finish there. Okay, so bend your elbows, elbows out. Wrist stays strong, and what I mean by that is your wrist stays straight. Don't let the wrist bend back or in, okay? If those straps on the upper arms get away from your body, it means your hands have gone out away from you, okay? Or if you're pushing your hands down too much, you'll feel the straps dig into your arms, very uncomfortable. So you want a little bit of light contact. It's okay if they rise up a little bit, not touching you, but they're pretty close. Just a guideline. I don't want them digging into your skin or your shirt. No neck bobbing forward. And then as you dial that in, just take a couple of inches back. Makes a big difference to how difficult that exercise is. Show you there now. So feet shoulder width apart. Bend your elbows. Forearms still strong and long, pointing away from the anchor. Okay. Don't let your head jut forward. And what happens here when you fade as well, the body is tough to get out of here, so sometimes it hinges at the hip. And that's okay if you intend to do it, but just keep an eye out for it. It happens subconsciously, just to kind of, it wants to assist you by making it a little easier. All right, so that's the chest. That's the opposite of the row. This one works your chest and triceps, back of your upper arm. All right. We have standing Russian twist. This is probably my favorite. It's one of my favorites. There's so many good ones. This is one of my favorite suspension strap exercises. All right. So, depending on the straps you have, I'm pretty sure if it doesn't have a little loop up here to stop it. That's the most I can pull this one. That's the most I can pull. It just will not come. But some of them don't have a little safety catch up there. I prefer those ones, the ones where you don't have that, because you can do a lot more with them. And your body has to stop it from happening. This one has it, so I can do this exercise just using one handle. But if you don't have it, here's what we're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to get your straps. Okay, remember this is the cradle, this is the handle. We're going to use the little part above, the triangle above the handle. So you're going to get one handle, and you're going to turn it and put it vertically up from the bottom through the triangle above the handle of that other one. Put it through. Okay, and now you're going to do exactly the same with the one that's left. So the one that came up, now you're going to do exactly the same. Turn it and push it up through the triangle above the handle, and it's this one that you pull. Okay, so I'm going to show you that one more time. You know you've done it right if there's simply no way that the one you're not holding can escape. Okay, just cannot escape. If you've done it wrong and pulled the wrong one, you'll be able to turn the one you're not holding, and it will be able to slip back through. And that's a problem. When you're a few reps in, it takes maybe 5, 6, 7 reps, and then it just slips, and you don't want that. So it's a simple check. You see your loop, you see your triangle, the one you're holding goes through the other one, so this just cannot escape. Now if I pull this one by accident, it looks similar, but after about 5, 6 reps, this will probably slip and fall back out through it. Alright, I'll make a video specifically for this for you. Alright. Okay. So this exercise, I'm going to should have shortened the strap first. So, alright, we're going to bring this up to, let's see, yeah, we're going to make it short. Alright, so I'm going to bring it up about waist height. Handle about waist height. Okay. And because I think your strap doesn't have that safety anchor, I'm going to make one loop out of two. So just to remind you again, I've got one handle, the other one goes up through the bottom. Okay. Then I grab that one that came up through the bottom and I turn it horizontal. And now the other one goes up through the triangle. Okay, through the bottom. Now I said it's coming up from underneath, not the bottom under the handle. Okay, and then that's the second one, that's the one you pull. And you check by trying to twist the free handle out. Cannot escape, can't possibly escape. Okay, that's the handle. Alright, so for this exercise, two ways to get into it. I starting off, my feet are going to point at the anchor, but my shoulders and hips are going to rotate off to the side. Head follows the handles. I've got one hand on the handle, my other hand on that hand. So because the anchor is here, this hand is holding the handle, this hand is holding that hand. Okay, so I'm going to set those hands out. I'm going to walk backwards until the straps get tense. And that's my starting point. Feet wide. From here, head follows the anchor. I'm going to slowly fall back, applying the brakes. The brakes is your strength gains. I'm on my heels, so my feet. It's okay if your toes come up. Now, you got to power back to the start. Head over the anchor. This is super difficult. Power up. Takes a lot of getting used to on this one. Apply the brakes so you don't just fall. And then if you get stuck, which happens a lot at the start of this exercise until you get used to it, you could pull yourself close to the handle, then turn, lengthen out to triangle from handle to shoulder, back to handle, long triangle, make it tough, long lever for the way back, power up, and if you lose that power and you just don't have it, bring it as close as you need to. You don't have to come all the way if you don't need to. You can come a little bit, just so you get through that sticking point. Lengthen out those hands, and come on back. So for this one, all the other exercises, we're doing 15 reps. This one, we're going to do 6. It's pretty challenging to start with, but we're going to do the reps. We're just going to do 6 each side. Okay, so 6 on that side. Change your hand grip. And then 6 on the other. Slow motion back. Power up. Feet still point at the anchor. Staying tall. Get back. And 6. Then take a little breather. And then come back and you're going to do 18 total each side. Okay? That's a fun one. You're going to really feel it in your core. It's a really good exercise. It's tricky initially, but bear with it. And give yourself that little assistance by getting closer to twist up. Long lever will give you just putting the brakes on the way back gives you the strength. I think you're going to enjoy this one. So bicep curls, we're going to hit those biceps on the straps, and we're going to keep it short. Loosen up those handles. Again, just like a row. Get those elbows against your body. Walk back until the straps are tense. Have tension on them. Feet shoulder width apart to start with. And then slide back, just like you did with your row. This time, palms face up. You're going to leave your elbows where they are. Pull your hands up and over your elbows. And then control it back. So those elbows really do want to come to your body, and that's okay. That's a bicep curl too, but your back is giving you a lot of assistance. When your elbows stay out there, your back is not helping. Just the biceps. So power up, control them back down. As you fade on this, you can certainly deliberately pull your elbows in, then get those elbows out, and now it's just your biceps releasing you. But ideally, up, handles to near your temple. If you feel like you have to get those upper arms moving, don't do it, okay? So the movement finishes, and those handles are near your temple. I don't need those elbows to go up. I don't need those hands to go behind me. And don't let your neck stretch forward. Just like the row, there's a tendency to sag the hips, go banana shaped here. Don't do it. And as it gets tough, don't let that neck stretch forward, okay? Stay tall, keep looking at the anchor. The biggest cheat here the body wants to help out with is this happens. It's still a bicep curl, it's just not as tough, but it's absolutely okay if you choose to do it. If it happens because your mind wanders, that's not okay. Okay, so there are the exercises on your suspension strap training. The Russian twist, the standing Russian twist, you can lengthen the strap on that too and find out which is most comfortable for you. Typically the short strap is fine. As you make it longer, you increase the angle that you're going to be at, and it's a tougher exercise. So play around with it. Like I said, these are guidelines. Everybody is different, and it's absolutely okay if it's not exactly the same as mine. So don't fret over that. Okay, and it's a good thing if they're not exactly the same every workout. Body's great at adapting, and that's a good thing. Okay.